Good morning and welcome to Joy News Interactive with me, Bernice Abubedu. Hope you had a great weekend. Now, there's a lot that happened over the weekend, but here's what we're talking about on the show today. The NDC's campaign was launched yesterday. Rawlings spoke, but some people are questioning why he didn't explicitly endorse President Mahama. And we'll talk about athletes breaking records and showing great sportsmanship at Rio. Here's how to get interactive with us. Get onto Facebook. Our name is Joy News on TV. When you get there, the various issues we discuss here are posted there. Kindly leave your comments in the comment section. Also, you can tweet at us at Joy News on TV. Alternatively, you can send me a WhatsApp message on the number 0560 800,000 0560 800 000. It was a white, green and red affair at Cape Coast where the NDC launched their campaign. Now, his arrival was announced quite a number of times, and when he finally arrived, there was a lot of cheers and excitement. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about by now, yes. Former President Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, also known as Chairman Rawlings or Dr. Boom. He delivered what many have called his shortest speech ever on a political platform. Take a listen to some excerpts from his speech.
Many First Lady Kasa na ya Kasa kakra na camera no abagu yesu Madam Lordina say founder say enadie abum nim Eti mesi eti wenti na ubeti na menchelu Dabi ebu mini ho Samankasa Adaniel Sem Semikasa zua na Daniel Sem Election period, campaign period, free of accidents. Sir, moi who's an actor, or what we now soon a person said, Diana, no Papa Becca. All right, your friend Osulagata.
Okay, let me help you out a bit. He spoke a bit of English and a lot of local dialectry, to be specific. But what he was saying was that he was sitting by First Lady Lordina Mahama, and she was asking him, I hope today there's no boom, you know. He's called Dr. Boom because he usually makes statements that people consider, you know, to be strong. And well, that's what he said, and he was wondering if that's the reason she sat by him. And he also said that his daughter, he called her Osulagata, said she's opening her ears very well to listen to what he's going to say. But there were a lot of issues that came up of that particular campaign launch, where the president also announced that there would be no ban on social media on election day, and a lot of matters arising. Let's get onto Facebook to pick some of your comments. And Alasan Yakubu 0 says, this is not a surprise. There should have been more than that because that is their national campaign launch. Now, talking about the numbers, a lot of people spoke about that. They didn't say area, district or regional, but they said national, compressing all those from all corners of Ghana. No way for them this year, he says. Opposition awaiting JM some response to that, and says, yes, my brother, opposition are back are on track waiting. Sorry, Mama Bakojo from Swom is saying JM Twaso, that means JM continue. And he says the Lord is in control, the Lord has done it. One touch victory for JM's second and final term, and that's what he says. And Amankwa Percy says, Ghanaians, let's come together and show NDC the exit. It is high time for us to put an end to your sitting in this place which you have just honored by your contempt of all virtue. That's what he's saying. Peter Achi sighs and says, if they are in the interest of taking out poverty from our lives or just making jobs for themselves. And Alale Tahiru Jr. says change. Madrid Michael says made and peacefully and successfully. That was about yesterday. And Mamladi Yakubu also says 60 persons from each constituency plus 200 plus. And Golden Bells is talking about Manchester United winning yesterday, not the NDC. And well, Forgive Sugar says you love 99.7 The Straw FM. Thank you so much. Nobete Bate says, yes, we are taking it hands up. Really? I never heard that expression. I know if you're taking it hands down. Anyway, and Bugri Bamia Jr. says change, and Samala Hassan says zoo, and Shadrach Wood says Nana all the way. 2016 change is coming. And Zion Bonzo Kwaran Miaza says, these people, okay, so let's rest a bit on Facebook here. We went onto the streets to also speak to some people, and we've been finding out from them what they make of the whole up and down about the former President Jerry John Rawlings not mentioning or not explicitly endorsing President Mahama. I'll take a quick break. When I come back, we'll do that and a lot more here on Joy News Interactive. Please stay with us. Thanks so much for staying on Joy News Interactive with me, Bernice Abu Ubaid. Today we're talking about the NDC campaign launch and all the matters arising from there. And a lot of you have been sending me comments here on WhatsApp, and this is from Mugabe, and you are saying you're in Yendi, and he says, based on certain things including unemployment and economic hardship, the NDC doesn't have any chance to win this election. Thanks for your comments. And this one says, Ayezu Eyeza, you're for JM, but you didn't tell me your name and location. And this one says, okay, not on what we are discussing now. Many of your comments. This one says, Eyezu, Kwame Smith from Mankasim, and you are saying you like Chairman Rawlings is fancy. He's tried. This says Rawlings is unpredictable. He has same as his critics. JM all the way. This is Said Mohammed in Tamale. Prosper from Tamale says the First Lady saved the fire JJ wanted to bring out. All the bad people in NDC should thank the First Lady. And Aline Wa says change is coming. This is from Augustine in Obuasi, and you're saying the president admitted all the economic arrest and how the NDC government managed its way through. Look, talking about the NDC government means development of projects of any kind. No money in our pockets is as a result of emptying your pockets to develop our brain. And he says a strike on your head does not only give it pain, but also reinforces the neck. Hence, suffer today and enjoy tomorrow. And he says NDC for better national development. This one says the best party for this nation is John Mahama-led NDC government, the leaders that listens to the people and also is humble. Karim from Tamale says, what kind of Ghana politics is this? Their success is based on how well they've been able to tarnish the image of their opponent. Are Ghanaians actually having short memories? Now let's talk about that comment by the president on the social media ban. Sometime last week we had the Interior Minister coming out to say that social media will not be banned on election day, as the IGP had said, or said he was planning or thinking about doing. And a lot of you have been sharing your comments there after Prosper Bani said that the social media platforms in Ghana will not be shut down during elections. A lot of people came out to say, well, we don't want to hear from him. Let the president himself speak. So the president has spoken. Let's get into Facebook. Bugri Baumia Jr. says John Mahama and John Kudalo, IGP, has no right to ban social media during election day, says they must be serious. Well, Bugri Baumi, I'm sure you know by now that the president says nothing of the sort is going to happen. Mahama Bakojo says JM Twaso, and on about that, and he says that closing down all social media sites on 7th November will help to prevent spreading of falsehood that can fan tension. Then he must equally close down all private radio and TV stations as well, because these there's a lot of worse things. Well, there's a bit of anyway. Apana Chow says, in fact, that's a wise and intelligent decision he has made, and he says, well done. Nwobete Party says, great. Salif on one hand says they can't even try it. Boama Julius Trufo says he had no other choice, and Opoku Patrick says you can't even shut the social media down. You think Ghana belongs to the NDC? Well, that's Opoku Patrick over there. But we went onto the streets of Accra to find out from people, and for all those saying former President Jerry John Rawlings did not explicitly endorse President Mahama, and that's not a good sign, and all the back and forth. We went onto the streets to find out, is it really a problem? Let's take a listen.
I just heard it this morning about the statement that former President Jerry John Rawlings made, and I think in life everybody needs his father's blessing, and if your father do not give you his blessings, that means he is not in support in what you are doing. So I think he is not in support with Mahama being a president or going to the next run again. And I believe if he is in support of it, he will actually raise his hand that people should vote for him.
I heard some small portion of our former president Rawlings, saying some that they shouldn't, how do you call it, underrate their opponents or stuff. There might be a change. Now, no, I can see, sir, then truly he didn't endorse our president well enough for, for let's say NDC to come on power or anything, because already, you know, I heard something say he's speaking about some corruption, be that this government has been very, very bad in terms of corruption and stuff. He didn't take control over that and stuff. So I think he's still having some small doubting over NDC of stuff. So that is a bit I know about them, whereby it might be a very fortunate that NDC will lose their, will lose the, how do you call it, the election this very year.
Oh, that is mediocrity. I think when you say endorsement, his presence there alone means endorsement. It doesn't necessarily mean raising his hand or, confirming or saying anything to say, well, I've endorsed you. Of course, he's the ex-president and the founder. So from look of things and from the understanding of the program that I listened to, naturally, he's an ex-president, so he left the stage for those in charge to do whatever they have to. Initially, there was fears that he wasn't going to be there. We heard of that too. Yes. So, well, finally, he surfaced. That alone shows that he's part of the program that went on.
So Usain Bolt is trending on Twitter, and a lot of people have been sharing this particular video. And what happened is that he was having an interview, and then he asked officials, if you saw that, if he could go to a part of the stadium to congratulate Vanika, who broke the 400-meter record. And that was a great show of sportsmanship, and a lot of people have been congratulating him on that. Now, still talking about Rio, how well are you following what's happening at the Olympics? Well, we went onto the streets to find out from people if they know Michael Phelps, who's retired from international competition, and also if they could mention 5 people who've won gold in the tournament.
I know of the gold medalists, but I've forgotten their names. I know South African athlete who won the 400-meter race, the gold medalist, and then the Jamaican lady Thompson who won the gold medal, and then I know of Usain Bolt. He also won gold medal.
So far I know of Usain Bolt. I know he has won a gold medal. Was it this dawn or so?
How well are you following the Rio? Can you tell me 5 gold medalists from the tournament? And well, let's see if we can get you something. Let me see which event is coming up, and let's see if I can get you a ticket. But just so you know, last week on Friday, those of you who won the ticket to go and see Calibos meet Manuela, just send me what your experience was, and I'd like to share it with the rest of the world. To WhatsApp, and then we'll wrap it all up here on Joy News Interactive. This one says his presence alone is an endorsement, and all of you are talking about the presence of Chairman Rawlings at the NDC's campaign launch yesterday. This one is from Dramani, and you're saying there's no need for any endorsement by Rawlings, and you said God bless JJ NDC all the way. This one says we usually forget that we would all die. Gabriel from Termale. That's a pretty long one. Please keep your messages short and concise. This one says Gem all the way, and it's from Bawa in Kintampo. I'm sure I have some comments there on that video I just showed you with the raccoon and the 2 young boys. Sally for one had said big things over there. I have just remembered about this years ago. Ahmed Abdul Razak says ladies also like to be pampered, isn't it? That's the beauty of nature. And Rab Sikanda says he's so funny. And Dilton Akomia Mesa says he's like, it's left with here, it's left with there, just tickle me again. And Bugri Baumia says very interesting. Katie Wonder says like my village they would have eaten this raccoon. And Benjamin Obriawa says wow, that's nature. And that's how we wrap it all up here on Joy News Interactive for today. Thank you so much for your company. I'm always glad to come and share your opinions on trending matters with the rest of the world. Please don't forget that the conversation continues on all our social media platforms. On Facebook and Twitter, we are at Joy News on TV. Alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp message on the number 0560 800,000. My name is Benis Abubedu. Do enjoy the rest of your day.